Jim McManus, Director of Public Health for Hertfordshire and helping us with the COVID-19 outbreak. Catholic social teaching is often described as the jewel in the crown for Catholics. What can we do with Catholic social teaching tonight?
For me, I can't do my job without my faith. And for me, Catholic social teaching is up there as one of the biggest guiding sets of principles. So what we can do is we may not be able to worship publicly in churches, but we can still live by these principles. And they all stem from our dignity as human beings, as sharing a common creation from God. And if you take that principle, then we owe one another a number of duties in justice. The first thing about Catholic social teaching, I think, would tell us in coronavirus is care for the vulnerable, care for the weak, support those who can't look after themselves and can't get their own shopping, things like that. The second thing I think Catholic social teaching would remind us of is we are all in this together. So the Catholic social teaching principles of solidarity and the principles of the common good are things we could really reflect on. Now, the CAFOD website has got a fantastic set of principles on Catholic social teaching. So spend half an hour reading that and actually look through that and reflect on that, and then tell me those principles don't work for today, because I think they do. So stemming from our common dignity, care for the most vulnerable, look to the common good and solidarity. Now, Catholic social teaching would also say we have a duty and a right to participate. Let me explain that. There's something important in there. I think we have a duty to participate. And you've heard the S word, subsidiarity, knocked about a lot. And people often think it's, well, decisions should be made at the lowest level. That's not the only, and sometimes even the main point about subsidiarity. And I think there's two things about subsidiarity we need to remember in this crisis. The first thing is that we make decisions at the lowest level possible. So that's local authorities, local councils in this crisis. And they will be looking for volunteers. What can you do? What skills have you got that will help us through this crisis? Talk to your local volunteer bureau. But the more important bit of subsidiarity is what we often neglect, and it's often called horizontal subsidiarity. And it's the skills of good citizenship. It's the skills we learn of participating, of helping one another out, of good behaviour, of pro-social behaviour. And this is the time where these networks of skills and goodwill, the soft skills we need to be a society, are the things we need to practice. So horizontal subsidiarity absolutely comes in. It is absolutely derived theologically from a duty we owe one another in justice as fellow creatures. And we should follow that. So for me, that is skimming the surface of what Catholic social teaching can do for us right now.